This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Philippines Uncut. I'm your host, Buddy Kunana. Now, in this show, we talk about everything under the sun, and tonight's show is about local government and excellence in public service. And joining us to talk about this and to introduce his very beautiful city is none other than the very energetic and dynamic mayor of Cauayan City in Isabela Province, Mayor Bernardi. Welcome.
Good evening, buddy. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Bernardi, and welcome to Philippines Uncut.
Welcome. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
I'm very flattered with your introduction. So I don't know how I can lively introduce my city, but
No, Mr. Mayor, I have to say that, I give credit where credit is due, and I have to say that, I've done some research about your activities in Cauayan, and I'm
Right.
very impressed with what you're doing, and I hope if there are other local government unit officials watching, that they take their cue from people like you.
I'm very flattered. But we're just doing our job, and I think it's really the people of Cauayan that's more should be commended.
Excellent, excellent. Now, Mayor D, let's talk about your background first. Tell us a bit about who is Mayor Bernardi.
Well, I'm really not a politician. I'm a first-termer. I'm more of an entrepreneur, but I'm an NGO by heart. I actually was thrown in politics because my dad was ailing and we had to find a substitute. But I come from a family of politicians. I'm a third-generation politician, and I am just doing my thing, trying to be or give impact and to give positive change in my community.
But I'm so glad you said your heart is really with NGOs.
Yes, I am really an NGO guy.
And that is so nice to know because people, when you talk about NGOs are really grassroots. They know what the needs of the people are. And tell us a bit about your NGO background.
Well, I have been very involved with a movement called JCI. It's a non-government organization that's trying to create positive change, like what I said earlier, in all communities that we're involved in. It's an international community that's present in about 120 countries. And what we want to do is to engage the community to bring about change. And regardless of status in society, whether you're a politician, a career guy, a professional guy, or just a plain student can join, 18 to 40 years old, as long as you want to create impact. So I think I've been there for the last 12 years of my life. So that's why I say my heart is in there. It's really public service, more of politics.
Excellent, excellent. Now, okay, your experience with JCI and empowerment, all this, how are you now merging this with your stint now as mayor? This is your first foray into politics, your first mayoral stint. How are you now applying your NGO background and all the values you learned coming from the NGO background in your term now as mayor?
I certainly appreciate it because before I got used to everything that's voluntary, that we try to get partners with LGUs or other institutions to really make an impact. But now I'm on the other end of the coin, wherein I have a lot of projects under my belt, but it's really realizing the fact that government cannot do it alone. We need NGOs, we need partners, we need other entities who have the same passion of trying to create positive change in that particular area they're at. But it's really more of the collaboration. I'm using my position now to really gel all the sectors of society. I think it's only in that way that we have the three pillars of society: local government, civil society, and business sector come in together to really make an impact. So I think that's where my stand
And you have all three. Now, I mean, you're occupying a political position, you were an entrepreneur,
Yes.
and you came from civil society.
Yes.
So the mayor of Cauayan has all three.
I was
Excellent,
trying
excellent.
to merge
It's ideal.
everything. Yeah.
Now, okay, you said you were also an entrepreneur. Tell us a bit about your entrepreneurial background.
Yeah. First, my stint was really after I graduated from the States. I went back to bring some products eventually, but didn't work out. Like any other entrepreneurs, it's not your first time that you're going to try out will be successful. But eventually, I ended up with putting up a school in Isabela, in Kawayan. It's a Manila-based university. That was my only inclination, or my only bargain with my partner who owned the school, is that let's just put the tuition fee at par, so that people from my province won't have to go all the way to Manila to get the same quality education. So it's bringing the services or quality of education to the rural area, which is in our province, and giving the same quality and better service also.
What is the status, though, of public school education in Kawayan?
Oh, we're very, right now we have the Isabela State University, which is the college level, which is the top 4 all over the country performing
Okay.
among state universities. And in terms of basic and secondary, our schools in Kawayan, the public schools, are really doing well in terms of standards and.
Is Isabela State located in Kawayan?
Yes, they have about 8 campuses all over the province, but their biggest campus is in Kawayan.
Oh, wow, excellent, excellent. Okay, now tell us a bit about the city of Kawayan.
Well, Kawayan is, we want to coin it as the ideal city of the North, and because in like what I said earlier, I want it to be a place wherein, whether you're a retiree, whether you're a senior citizen, whether you're just starting out as an entrepreneur, whether you're just a student, it will be the ideal city for you. Like whatever you'd find in any aspect of society you're in, you will be able to have something for you. So it's really making a holistic approach in our projects and programs for the city, and it is centrally located in the middle of the region. That is why we also want us to become the gateway of the North, because we have an airport there, and it's a center of economics as well, because a lot of multinationals set up their provincial branches in our city. So it's a center of economic business also.
Now, Mr. Mayor, we have a map, just to give our viewers a visual of where Isabela is and where Kawayan is in relation to the other cities in Isabela. So can we, okay. So this is a map of the Philippines, and you can see Isabela is there in the northeast corner, kind of tucked there, no? And facing the Pacific Ocean. And then next photo, please. So this is there. So we can see Kawayan is right in the middle, surrounded by is it Alicia,
San Mariano, Chague, yeah.
Ilagan is
Cabatuan,
also there. So it really is in the center. Now, okay, it's a landlocked city. I mean,
Yes.
your area is landlocked. Is that a problem?
No, it's actually, I wouldn't say it's a problem, because even if we're big, land area wise, we are 36,000 square hectares. That is half the size of Metro Manila.
Wow. Okay.
And so there's so much possibilities. So I consider it as an advantage of being landlocked and having such a big area. There's there is an endless possibilities and potential when it comes to commerce, like what I said, because
you're
the
so
center.
central, no? Yeah.
We're just sad we don't have a beach or anything like that. But
You can go to your sister cities in Isabela for that. No? How are the beaches, by the way, in Isabela?
We have about 4 coastal towns located on the eastern seaboard, but you have to go by a small plane or a chopper because there's no road access yet. We're yet to start the road network by early next year. So it'll probably take about 2-3 years.
But since there's no road yet, there are no roads yet, they must be very beautiful.
Oh yeah, pristine.
Unspoiled.
Yeah, very, very beautiful. But now people are starting to develop, and then there's a group that's now developing one side which they will make into the next Boracay. So hopefully in the next 5 years there will be a lot of developments
Are the
going on.
beaches there white sand as well?
White sand as well, yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Well, really, I've always told people, northern Philippines and provinces like Isabela are really, untapped tourist, resources.
Right.
There's so many beautiful places, no?
Even in terms of ecotourism, we have a lot to offer.
Now, tell us a bit about the city. How many people are there in Kawayan?
We have about 140,000 population. and basically our main producer, rice and corn, and mostly already offices and stuff. Unlike in the neighboring towns, they're all really rice field.
Okay.
But since Kawayan is becoming the center of trade, aside from the rice corn that we produce, we have a lot of businesses coming up already. Even malls, the bigger malls are already located in my city.
You're really actively pushing. This is the direction you're taking Kawayan. You want it to be an agro-industrial.
Agro-industrial, correct, yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you said you want to position Kawayan as the ideal city of the North. Now,
Correct.
I mean, this is your first term, and you've been in office for just over 2
Barely,
years.
barely 2 years.
Barely
yeah.
2 years. What steps have you put in place to make Kawayan an ideal city of the North?
Well, one of the things that I've been bannering on even during the campaign was to strengthen the projects of my dad. But of course, those were his projects. So what the initiatives that I did under my own belt was first having a Hawaiian City ID, which will, I think is very important because the national government has long been wanting a national ID, right?
Nauna pa kayo.
Nauna namin. But what we did,
Bravo.
baka naman hindi masayang, what we did was the Hawaiian City ID will have, of course, the picture, the address, date of birth, everything. But the ID number starts with our zip code, the Hawaiian zip code.
Nice.
And then the barangay code and then the number. So that in the future, in case the national government already is able to make a national ID system, hindi masasayang yung nagawa namin because we start out with the zip code.
Now, what are the benefits of having this Kawayan ID?
This gives us priority access in terms of, because we give free medication and free hospitalization in the city of Kawayan. However, we cannot close our doors to our neighboring towns. So even if they go, of course, you still give them. But it's
Priority is given to residents,
to residents.
Of Kawayan, for sure.
Priority employment is given to residents also. That card also can be used as a substitute for the senior citizen because senior citizen size is huge, di ba?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
I think that's a good, it's honored already. At the same time, a lot of our constituents, especially the farmers, don't really have IDs when they go to banks, when they go to
excellent.
remittances.
Yes,
So
it is a
at least
problem
yeah.
to have a government-issued ID.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Now they have, it's a really nice ID. It's free,
Bravo.
and it's free.
Wow.
So it gives a sense of pride to be a Kawayanyo. That's why my tagline is always proud Kawayanyo. So we're really giving them a sense of pride to be Kawayanyo.
Are other cities in Isabela doing the same thing? I mean, or are you the only one in Isabela who's actually rolled out a city ID?
As of now, I'm the only one who's rolled out
bravo.
that Kawayan.
It's, it's actually such a simple solution,
Right,
and yet,
right.
I mean, it's
Covers a
beautiful.
lot of things
Look
also.
at that.
Yeah.
And as I said, even for the common man, you're having a government-issued ID.
Yeah.
Like I said, to banks, or if you want to ride a plane, for instance,
Right,
they ask for an
right,
ID,
right.
with an e-ticket, and now
Right.
this gives them,
Even
that
the
access.
remittances, Western Union, those guys require IDs also, so they can just use that ID.
So these are one of the steps towards making Kawayan an ideal city of the North.
Right.
What are the other things you have in the pipeline?
And we've been partnering with a lot of government institutions. Like for example, we were pioneering on a lot of things. For example, there's a project of DOST under the Technological Resource Center, TRC, that they partnered with the city government. We were the first one to implement it's called One on Time. It's an LED clock that has, the idea is everybody's time is synchronized, right? But under it is also an LED crawler that is linked to the GPS. So it gives the weather updates every now and then. So if there's storm coming, people will already know if they have to get or harvest their corn or their rice as early as that time. But also we are using that gadget to inform the people on the prices of rice, the prices of corn, the prices of the per kilo in the palengke, so that people will be well informed.
Amazing.
Because there's a lot of misinformation or a lot of information that's not being known to our constituents, especially those in the far-flung barangays. But only if they knew what was going on, then there's so many things that they can do.
Of course. Mayor, before we proceed with our talk about Kawayan, I understand we have a video, one of your official tourism videos. So I want to show the audience now. to give people a better idea of what Kawayan is all about.
All right.
So let's play the video, please. Yeah.
Kawayan City is a fast-growing rural industrial center centrally located in the province and in the entire stretch of the Cagayan Valley. It is about 375 kilometers northeast of Manila, 34.5 kilometers south of Ilagan, the capital town of Isabela. The Kawayan Domestic Airport just recently underwent upgrading as it is envisioned to become an international cargo port by the RDC and DOT. Manila Kawayan is serviced by Cebu Pacific, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. By land, 8 hours travel, Manila to Kawayan. Kawayan has the most numbers of hotels in province. Hotels such as the latest edition of Hotel Andrea early last December of 2010, have allocated contiguous space suitable for small to mid-sized meetings and conferences. The Isabela Hotel, the New Amity Hotel, Queen Jennifer Hotel, Globally, tourism is considered the fastest growing industry. While Kawayan is bereft of natural tourist attractions and its tourism industry is in its early stage, it is opting to become a tourist destination in the near future. As a young city, its real estate industry is just beginning to flourish. Medium-sized commercial centers or subdivisions are the appropriate ventures to put up. As a result of intensive investment in hard and soft infrastructure during the past few years, aimed at enabling business to flourish, the city is now reaping the gains as evidenced by the continuing increase of business locators in the city. Currently, there are 21 banks, 11 lending institutions, 24 insurance agencies, 59 real estate businesses, and 11 pawn shops. Shopping centers, the economy of the city is based on agriculture producing more than its cereal consumption requirements. Retail industry with a heavy focus on service-oriented and knowledge-based industries likewise continues to expand rapidly.